Have you ever heard of a woman who claimed to have traveled the world, met hidden spiritual masters in Tibet, and founded a society that would influence everyone from Mahatma Gandhi to Vasily Kandinsky? Today, we read diving into the extraordinary life of one of the most enigmatic and controversial figures of the 19th century, Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, or as she's often known, Madame Blavatsky. Was she a genuine mystic who unveiled ancient wisdom for the modern world, or a clever charlatan who masterfully deceived her followers? Let's unravel the mystery together. Our story begins on August 12, 1831, in the city of Ekaterinouslav, which is now Dnipro in Ukraine, and part of the Russian Empire. Helena was born into a prominent aristocratic family. Her father was a German-Russian military officer, and her mother was a celebrated novelist, a sort of Russian George Sand. This wasn't your typical Victorian childhood. From a young age, Helena was different. She was a rebellious, headstrong child who preferred books and her own imagination to the structured life of a young aristocrat. She devoured the books in her grandfather's library, which was packed with works on Freemasonry, alchemy, and esotericism. She claimed to have psychic experiences, seeing strange visions and communicating with unseen beings. While her family was often bewildered by her behavior, her early life was steeped in a world where folklore, Orthodox mysticism, and Western occultism intertwined, planting the seeds for the revolutionary ideas she would later champion. At the tender age of 17, in a move that would define the rest of her life, Helena agreed to marry Nikifor Blavatsky, a vice-governor nearly 3 times her age. Why? By her own account, it was a defiant act to prove her independence. The marriage, she later insisted, was never consummated. After just a few months, she abandoned her husband and her home, embarking on a journey that would span over 2 decades. This period of her life is shrouded in mystery, pieced together from her own often contradictory accounts. She claimed to have traveled to Turkey, Greece, and Egypt, where she studied with a Coptic magician. She said she crossed the Americas, fought alongside Garibaldi in Italy, and even managed to enter the forbidden land of Tibet, not once, but twice. It was there, in the Himalayas, that she claimed to have met and studied with her spiritual guides, the masters or Mahatmas, adepts of an ancient brotherhood who preserved a secret wisdom for humanity. Skeptics argue these travels were largely fabricated, but for Blavatsky, this period was her spiritual crucible, the time when she gathered the knowledge she would later share with the world. In 1873, a 42-year-old Helena Blavatsky arrived in New York City, seemingly on the direction of her masters. America was in the grip of a spiritualist craze, with seances and mediumship capturing the public imagination. Blavatsky initially threw herself into this world, but soon grew disillusioned, calling most of what she saw fraudulent. It was during a visit to the Eddy brothers' farmhouse in Vermont, a famous hub for spiritualist phenomena, that she met Colonel Henry Steele Olcott, a lawyer and journalist investigating the strange happenings there. They formed an instant, powerful connection. Along with a young lawyer named William Quan Juge, they decided to form a new organization. So, in 1875, in Blavatsky's own New York apartment, the Theosophical Society was born. Its mission was ambitious: to form a nucleus of the universal brotherhood of humanity, to encourage the study of comparative religion, philosophy, and science, and to investigate the unexplained laws of nature and the powers latent in humanity. During this time, Blavatsky worked furiously on her first major book, Isis Unveiled, published in 1877. This sprawling, 2-volume work was a massive attack on both dogmatic science and dogmatic religion, arguing that an ancient universal wisdom tradition, a secret doctrine, was the common root of them all. The book was a sensation, establishing Blavatsky as a major new voice in spirituality. With their society gaining traction, Blavatsky and Olcott made a momentous decision. In 1879, they moved to India, the land that Blavatsky revered as the source of the ancient wisdom she championed. They established the international headquarters of the Theosophical Society in Adyar, near Madras, which is now Chennai. In India, their message resonated deeply. Many educated Indians, weary of British colonial attitudes and Christian missionary work, were drawn to Theosophy's celebration of ancient Hindu and Buddhist thought. Blavatsky's fame grew, and she was surrounded by followers who were captivated by the phenomena that frequently occurred in her presence. These included receiving precipitated letters from the Mahatmas that seemed to appear out of thin air, finding lost objects, and hearing astral bells. However, this fame came at a price. In 1884, two of her former staff members, Alexis and Emma Coulomb, accused her of fraud. They claimed they had helped her fake the phenomena, using secret panels, trick compartments, and pre-written letters. The Society for Psychical Research in London sent a young investigator, Richard Hodson, to look into the matter. His report, released in 1885, was damning. It branded Blavatsky as one of the most accomplished, ingenious, and interesting impostors in history. The scandal was devastating. Broken in health and spirit, Blavatsky left India in 1885, never to return. Despite the controversy and her failing health, Blavatsky's final years in Europe were arguably her most productive. She settled in London, surrounded by a core group of loyal students. It was here, from 1885 until her death, that she worked tirelessly on what would be her magnum opus, The Secret Doctrine. Published in 1888, this monumental 2-volume work expanded on the ideas in Isis Unveiled, attempting to synthesize science, religion, and philosophy into a grand cosmic history. It details the evolution of the universe and humanity through a series of root races, drawing on a supposed secret text called the Stanzas of John, which Blavatsky claimed to have telepathically translated from a hidden manuscript. The Secret Doctrine became the foundational text of the Theosophical movement and a cornerstone of modern esotericism. In London, she established the Blavatsky Lodge, taught her inner circle of students, and founded the magazine Lucifer, ensuring her ideas would continue to spread. On May 8, 1891, at the age of 59, Helena Blavatsky passed away during a flu epidemic. Her body was cremated, and her ashes were divided among the 3 main centers of Theosophy: London, New York, and Adyar. So, what is the legacy of this incredible woman? It's impossible to overstate her influence. Helena Blavatsky almost single-handedly introduced the concepts of karma and reincarnation to the Western world. She popularized Eastern religious and philosophical ideas, sparking a Western interest in Hinduism and Buddhism that continues to this day. The Theosophical Society she co-founded became a global movement, a major force in the spiritual landscape of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Her ideas directly shaped the New Age movement of the 1970s and influenced a surprisingly diverse range of people. Mahatma Gandhi credited Theosophy with helping him rediscover the richness of his own Hindu heritage. The poet W.B. Yeats was a member of the society. The artist Vasily Kandinsky cited her ideas as a key inspiration for his pioneering abstract art. And yet, the cloud of the Hodson Report and accusations of fraud has never fully dissipated. To her followers, she was a true spiritual teacher, a messenger from the masters who brought priceless wisdom to a materialistic world. To her detractors, she was a brilliant, imaginative fraud who concocted a new religion from a patchwork of borrowed ideas and staged miracles. Perhaps the truth, as is often the case, lies somewhere in the complex territory between the two. Helena Blavatsky remains a puzzle, a mystic, a rebel, a scholar, and a showman. Her life and work force us to question the boundaries between belief and deception, and her legacy continues to challenge and inspire seekers of truth around the world. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey to the life of Madame Blavatsky. What do you think? Was she a genuine mystic or a masterful performer? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into history's most fascinating figures. See you next time.